What are the kids in Hollywood taking right now for these roles? What are they taking to look like this?
I wish I knew, to be honest. I mean, I know they're taking. I know they're taking something. I wish I knew. No, I've never messed with any of that stuff. To stop whatever. It just feels like there's a trade off down there with what it restricts production of the natural hormones. It's like I don't want to screw with that unless I have to.
Two Jews, both big and tall, no subject too small for the good guys. A Mother's Dream premium podcast team, make it your weekly routine. It's a Good Guys. And if you don't give us 5 stars, what are you nuts? What are you nuts? Yeah, we're the good guys, we're not the great guys. We're just so good guys. Whoa.
Benny and Josh are here with the great Chace Crawford. What an honor. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course. Thanks for having me, man. Yeah, I'm really glad it worked out. So yeah, nice to see you guys. I'm a fan of the pod. Thanks for having me.
Wow. You're the best. You're the best. Are you really a fan of the pod? If you are, I'm just so excited. I said to Josh, I'm like, that is so fucking awesome.
I am. Like I actually I don't know if I text you. I read your book, a while ago. You know what I did? I listened to Brian Kopelman's podcast. I don't know if he's done it in a long time, but I know you guys are good friends. I didn't know until I heard you on his pod.
Yes.
And then I was just interested in your story, and I read your book, man. It was really, really amazing. So yeah, I read the book.
This guy, unbelievable.
No.
Handsome, nice, the whole package.
This could be president. I'm telling you, someone with these gorgeous waspy looks who's a friend of the Jews, this is it. He's holding hands. He's bringing people together.
No, this is it. We need to get you out to Saudi Arabia and what they're doing over there. Be a Jewish representation for the United States.
People. Yeah.
Not that this podcast isn't political at all, but I love how people are so surprised that Donald Trump likes a Saudi welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
A man who who loves casinos, of course. It's the greatest casino in the world.
It's right up his alley. Yeah.
By the way, not political. Raise your hand if you wouldn't accept a plane. What are you, nuts? You're telling me I'm not taking a $500 million plane? I don't care if Hitler built it himself. This is insane.
It's so funny. On the pod the other day, Ben, who's having a beautiful baby, has been trying to figure out a new car to get. And so he jokingly said, and then Mercedes, Nazis can't do that. Yeah. And this person calls into our show. I didn't even save it because it was too nuts. And they go, I heard Ben doesn't want a Mercedes. Totally get it. But I just got a new Volkswagen. And let me tell you, I'm like, what? Possibly worse.
Yeah. I think it is worse.
Just like a really quick Google search also would clear that up for them. Like, that's so funny. Even though I did get a BMW, so I did the same thing.
There you go.
Mazel.
It's the same thing.
Best car.
Congrats, by the way,
good.
on
it's
both
great.
of you. Yeah. Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, we're excited for little man. I was really pumped if it was a girl, I would have been pumped too. But like having a guy, like I didn't take up golf. We were talking about golf. I didn't take up golf until I was 17. If I started at 3. Maybe I'd be Scratch.
Be Rory, like hitting him into the washing machine. You'd be good. Yeah. So I mean, I never got to Scratch. I never could do it. I was always jealous of those guys who could like take off for a year and then just go out there and shoot like 72. It was
so good.
You play golf a little bit too? A little bit? No.
I'm awful.
Yeah.
Garbage.
So, I go through phases where I just hate myself. I hate it and I quit. And it's like I have to. It's like a bad relationship, but keep coming back.
It is, but it's so good. It's so relaxing. It's so fun. I don't know. Like I can't. There's no sport like it where there's true camaraderie all the time. You're having a hang.
I know.
You're having a hang.
I know. My girlfriend and I were like, I didn't know you were such good friends with him. And I'm like, babe, you spend 4 hours in a cart, with someone like twice, once or twice a week during the pandemic, you become really close. So,
For sure.
Let me ask you, first of all, can you hear the voice on this, Chace? I didn't realize these baritone tones. This guy's like us. He's high T, man. This guy's high testosterone like us.
It's very good.
It's good to know. Olivia, did you notice that? 3 high T kings.
High T kings.
That's us. That's us.
New podcast.
Now tell me about golf. Would you make a snap judgment about a person forever if you noticed they were cheating at golf?
Yeah, actually. If they're cheating in the way that's like, kind of in the open, and you're like, oh, okay, that's just how. But if they're like cheating and we're in a game, another bit of a game, like trying to take it seriously, yeah, I would take that as a judgment, yeah.
Because I completely agree. It also there are degrees of cheating. I just want to clarify. If I see somebody fluff their ball, there's no issues here. If you go into the woods, I know that you hit woman on Route 60 and you're telling me that you found your ball and then all of a sudden you par, you're a liar. You're a liar and you're a scumbag, okay?
If you're dropping the ball down the pant leg, and you couldn't find it, I mean, that's a bridge too far.
Correct. Correct. Absolutely.
But Absolutely. But if the rules aren't, you have the rule, like, okay, where if it's all, you can move your ball at club length or move it out of the wood chips. Like if that's like a communal thing, you establish that. And if they mess that up, then I'd be ticked off.
Agreed.
Now you're both moguls, Fortune 500, impressive men, right? Ben, you entrepreneur in that world. Chace, you in old school Hollywood, babe, not new school Hollywood like me, influencer. But what I'm asking is,
not you. It's not you. You're old school Hollywood. You invented Hollywood.
They always say like the business gets done on the links. Like, have you ever played golf with some impressive people and maybe gotten apart on the links? Tell us everything.
Yeah, no, I haven't been. I really haven't been a part of that. I mean, I've played with some probably impressive people, but I've not seen. No, I mean, for me personally, my favorite was Jim Nance. I got to play like Cyprus with Jim Nance. He's like a member, and just because of my brother-in-law, but to have Jim Nance, and we're walking down the tee, and hello friends, and he's like kind of like telling the story of Cyprus, and that was like my most favorite like kind of like person I ever played with, and he's like a national treasure. He's a gem, so. But no, I've never like done like serious business on the golf course. No,
like Mark Wahlberg and you at the Riv,
right?
I
don't know if Mark Wahlberg plays with anybody. I think he works out at 2 a.m. and then like plays like speed golf by himself at like 6 a.m.
Yes,
and he's like riding the golf cart and just hacking it with one hand like polo. Like he's done in like an hour and a half. Like I don't know how he does it, but yeah, man,
It's definitely a great place. It's not a great place. I never understood people closing deals on the golf course, but getting to know someone that you're going to do a deal with and letting them know that you're a normal, fun person, I think is a really, really great way to advance a deal. Like I haven't closed anything, but I've built relationships that I wouldn't have been able to build. You can't like ask an investor to dinner and it be casual, right? It's like, that's what it is.
Totally true. That's completely true. And I've like played golf with like, and the show I'm on's on Amazon. I was at this like golf tournament, kind of a charity thing. And we were in this group and like, I played with this guy for 4 hours and we all, became friends. And later on, I realized when he came up to me at some Amazon party, like, oh, he's like the main guy at like Amazon Studios, it's like, the PR girl was like, he wants to like see you. I was like, we played golf for like 8 hours,
Yeah. That's why
I was like, that's great. You know?
Be nice to everyone that you play golf with because you never know. That's a lesson for sure.
Yeah.
You never know, even if he's short and annoying and what else? That, I don't know.
And so Ben, have you been in sort of being about to give birth to your beautiful son, Baruch Hashem? Are you going to not? How long are you giving yourself till you play golf again? Forever?
I'm going to be in the Hamptons this summer. I'm sure, Chace, there's some of the fucking best courses ever out there.
In the world. I mean, in the whole country for sure, yeah.
Like, I'm not going to lie. If I get a shot at Sagaponack, I'm letting my wife know I need it. And hopefully she says yes. Knowing my wife, she'll say no. And I'll be totally fine with that. So Josh, I will play golf again in 2026. I think that's safe to say.
That's fair, yeah.
Wow. But it's sad. Hamptons. The courses out there are so nice.
So nice, man. Yeah, it's great.
Like literally, Josh, in this small, I don't know how many miles, I don't even want to guess. There's like the top 5 courses in the world they're sitting out there between Shinnecock and Ridge and National and Atlantic, and it's insane.
Yeah.
And all of them are more expensive than the next. Like Like million plus initiations.
Right. And then a wait list for 10 years, you know.
And then you have schmucks like me who show up as a guest.
That's the way to do it, you know.
I know. I never got it. Like,
just have rich friends, you know. That's the way.
I guess somebody has to be a member. I don't know why it has to be me. Like, right?
I know. And you don't feel pressured to use it, you know. You're just going to pop in, you know, get the invite, you know.
It's so fun about like I forget in the Northeast how many things have native names, and then also knowing like the people, like the kids from Brooklyn that I grew up with would be like, I'm a hardcore American and I go to Sagaponic and I'm an American, or in LA, right? It'll be like, we're going to go have a wonderful time in Encinitas. Guys, what are we talking about here? Yeah, I know. It's so, yeah.
The whole Hamptons is like that. Before you get to the Hamptons, you pass Riverhead.
Yeah.
Like that's the last place before the Hamptons, and the Hamptons is all native. Montauk is the most native, and we just like took it and ruined it for Surf Lodge, but like it's gorgeous.
Is Surf Lodge still around? It is, right?
It's around. It's around. It's still the
the
hot young thing.
Yeah. Is it like a
If you're looking for that,
where all the kids go and it's like eating like still day parties. Yeah.
It's the beats.
I ain't looking for that anymore. Yeah.
No, it's Josh circa 2015.
Oh man.
I was probably right there with you.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Rowbody. Folks, getting your hands on Ozempic or Wegovy is enough of a hassle. Negotiating with your insurance provider shouldn't be something else you need to worry about. I'm telling you, folks, Row is it. If you're curious about Ozempic, Wegovy, any of these gorgeous GLP-1s, but you're not sure if insurance will cover it, that's where Row comes in. Because let's be real, no one likes calling their insurance providers to see if their medication is covered, especially not for GLP-1s like Ozempic or Wegovy. It's a drag. What are you, nuts? We don't need insurance providers. We don't need to call them. Well, we need insurance, but we don't need to call the insurance providers because we have Row to do that. And folks, you know I'm the poster child for these GLPs. I used to be huge. I'm still huge, but I'm doing much better. And I'm telling you, with diet and exercise, this stuff is magic, and Row is the perfect place to get it. Row's insurance checkers let you know if you're covered for GLP-1s completely for free. And Row can help you understand if GLP-1s like Ozempic and Wegovy are right for you and your goals. But that's just the beginning. And I'm telling you, if you listen to this podcast, there's a solid chance that you need GLP-1s. Just kidding, or not. If you're eligible for GLP-1s and want to see if you're covered, all you have to do is submit your insurance card, and Row will take care of the rest. There's no paperwork, no negotiating, no waiting on hold, and Row's free insurance checker will send you a comprehensive report of your coverage details so you can make a decision that's right for your goals and budget. Plus, Row members have support throughout the process. You'll have access to your provider on demand for any questions. Join the over 350,000 people who've trusted Row to check their coverage absolutely for free. So folks, is this something you might be interested? Go to row.co/good for your free insurance check. That's ro.co/GOOD to see if your insurance covers GLP-1s for free. Go to row.co/safety for black box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Good Wipes. Folks, elevate your everyday hygiene with premium wipes. No more of these old wipes, these wipes that don't work. Oh, and if you're not using wipes, what are you, nuts? You're just smearing duty around. Yeah, I said duty. I'm telling you, folks, you need Good Wipes because they're infused with soothing botanicals like aloe, vitamin E, and chamomile. Who doesn't want to wipe their bum with chamomile? It's fantastic. Good Wipes are gentle enough for sensitive skin, yet powerful enough to leave you feeling fresh, confident, and completely clean. They smell absolutely amazing, but are naturally scented and hypoallergenic, because otherwise, what are you, nuts? And they come in a variety of scents that everyone will love, such as rosewater, shea cocoa, lavender, cedar, and botanical bliss. Super soft, okay? These things are absolutely unbelievable, so much better than other wipes, and they're actually flushable. Have you ever, gone to the bathroom, used a bunch of wipes, and clogged your toilet? Yeah, we've all been there, but that's just because those wipes weren't made like Good Wipes. These are totally flushable, and most importantly, free from harsh chemicals, parabens, and dyes, because you don't want any of that stuff in your keister. So folks, if you want to upgrade your restroom ritual, you can grab Good Wipes at Target, Walmart, Kroger, and most local grocery stores. As a special offer for Good Guys listeners only, Good Wipes is giving you your first pack free. Buy any package, text them your receipt, and get reimbursed almost immediately. For details, head to goodwipes.com/goodguys. Again, that's goodwipes.com/goodguys to snag a free pack of Good Wipes.
Yeah, speaking of like working in, because when did you make Gossip Girl in New York? From like 06 to?
Yeah, 07 to like 2013, I think I left. Yeah.
And you're what, in your mid-20s then?
Yeah,
Ish?
I was 21. I think I was 21 when I shot the pilot, and then 22 or something when we started these series. So yeah,
I have to say,
27 or 8 when we ended.
Quickly, because you broached the subject. Growing up in the city, I want you to know you don't need me to tell you that you had a chokehold on every kid that went to high school in the city. But me and my wife absolutely devoured that show and
love it.
and watched it again in full like last year.
Did you? I love it. Yeah, we've had these waves on Netflix.
It's just so good. Like it was great. Your character Nate was amazing, and I don't know if you get sick of talking about it. Josh is sick of Drake and Josh.
Iconic.
But you were amazing.
Thank you. I'm like vintage now. I feel I'm like this is the same age girl as Jen. I'm like, how old are you? You know, like, we just watched it on Netflix, like the fourth, like wave. I'm like, it's so fascinating. You know, it's I was looking at like one of the actors on there, like the guy who played Penn's dad or whatever, and he was like my age now. You know, I'm like, oh my God, that's so bizarre. But yeah.
What did it feel like? Because when I did my show, I was young, right? It was from 14 to 19.
Right.
And we're in LA, which is an industry town.
Yeah.
And it's a kid show, right? So it's like we're famous to kids at that time. And in LA, it's not odd to see an actor or whomever walking around. But New York, even though it has a huge entertainment hub, is not just one industry town, right? It's finance, it's everything.
Yeah.
So the show's crushing. You're 22, 23 in New York. Is that an exciting time? What's that like?
Yeah, no, it was so, I mean, I'm from like Texas. So it was like a small town in Texas and then kind of Dallas, which was like a big city to us growing up. And then I went to college in LA. So that was like my first experience. So I kind of took these steps, but then going to New York and I didn't finish college and I still didn't really feel like a grown up. It was like kind of, I'd like borrow money from my dad to even get an apartment there, and I had to split it with one of the guys on the show because it was so expensive. I borrowed money from my dad, so when those checks started showing up, and I'm like, and on the show, it was like this. Yeah, it was wild, like being in such a big. I felt like on my own, for the first time, and like having like agency, and it was like. It was wild, man. Yeah, we didn't really fathom being that sort of overnight like a sensation on some TV show. It was really pretty wild. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, man. Yeah, like people kind of welcomed us, and we kind of had the keys to the city in a sense, and yeah, it was really special. But yeah, there was that thing where, and New York's a tourist city, so everyone wants to come visit you in New York, but it's like. In LA, everyone's kind of like, like
too cool.
They're like, like I almost treat you like shittier. Like, you know what I mean? But it's funny. In New York, like there would be that thing where you feel like you were, since it was a New York show and New York was like a character in the show, walking around, you kind of felt like in a Mickey Mouse costume at Disneyland, and people were like, oh my God, it's Nate, or whatever. Like they were always like, well, like, hey, and it was like, hi, and so there was that like that weird thing where it was you're always walking in the city, and so there was kind of that thing where people would recognize you from the show or whatever. But it was such a great experience, man. I can't speak more highly of like New York and like. And it was like, I was so young, and we had a great job, and so New York was so romanticized in my mind and memory. Every time I go back there, it's like, oh, it just feels so nostalgic in a way. Yeah, it's good.
Mickey Mouse is such an interesting comparison because I was going to say the best or one of the best parts of that show is that they really captured the perfect New York, but all of it was very, very real. Like I don't think I've seen that anywhere else. Like everywhere, like even to like where you guys went to school, it all lines up perfectly with secular private school. Like it's whoever wrote it must have lived it because it was perfect to a T. Like nothing was fabricated.
Right.
And
right.
I've never seen that. Like you have like LA based shows like the OC. I'm not saying that like that's not like a perfect representation of the OC. I actually think Gossip Girl was the perfect representation of being sort of elitist high school, private school Manhattanite.
Yeah, and people would tell us that even from these schools, they were obsessed and they say, "Oh, you nail it." And I still couldn't like wrap my head around the fact that they were saying it was accurate. You know what I mean? I think.
Yeah.
And I think they lost the plot a little bit when I'm like a congressman. You know, I went from like when you go from like 17 in high school to like running for Congress and coming out of a private plane. So funny. And like Chuck owns hotels now. Like like what's happening? But no, I mean, obviously it was like a fan, it's like aspirational or whatever. But the city representation, they did such a good. I mean, there's like Gossip Girl bus tours now. You can go and see the little sites, and but yeah, they did a great job, and I think they were like talking like when we were first started. I was like, oh, is they're gonna shoot in like New York or Toronto, and I'm like, well, they made the right choice, right? Because I don't think they could have doubled what New York City is and how it was basically like one of the biggest characters in the show. Like the reality of that. So,
oh my God, what a disaster Gossip Girl would have been if it was in Toronto. Can you imagine, Josh, the backlash if they pretended Toronto was New York?
That'd be amazing.
This isn't Suits.
It'd be funny. It'd be funny to see.
You're yelling at Leighton Meester like, what are you so mad about?
Just up to her knees in snow, it's just. Oh man, so funny.
Yeah, it's funny because growing up in the city, I went to performing arts high school,
right?
And so a lot of my friends at that time were like young actors in the city, and Gossip Girl was like the teenager Law and Order SVU.
Right.
Like every teen actor I know, they were in their early 20s, like doing 2 days on GG. Playing a nerd on Gossip Girl, got an under 5. I'm like, let's go, Jeremy.
Are you still close with the cast members? Like, do you still talk to them, or
do you guys have a
bit.
group chat? Is there a Gossip Girls group chat?
There's no more group chat. Yeah,
that hurts.
Yeah, I know. It was like I remember the first iPhone came out in 07, right as we started the show. And so we never really had that, we missed like that social media kind of thing, that moment. But yeah, no, it's kind of like college where you had this amazing experience and I loved everybody. And like when you see them, you're like, oh my God, come here and like catch up. I literally ran into Leighton at a Beyonce concert the other week. My girlfriend, like we whatever. I got taken to a Beyonce concert, and then Leighton walks in and like it was so loud. We're like, what? How are you? Trying to catch up and then anyway, we ended up grabbing like breakfast like a couple of days later and chatted for like 3 hours almost, like catching up. And so it's like that, and she's awesome. She's in LA, and I feel like I have to, Penn and Blake, they live in New York, and so I'll still text with them occasionally and we'll try and get together. I'll run to Ed, he's living in London now, so it's everyone's like spread out, has their family, has the kids, and so it's kind of like that, where you catch up when you can,
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I have that with a few people, especially I did this show in Vancouver for a year over COVID. And so you naturally get super close with people you work with on a movie or a TV show, but we were locked into a country in a bubble for 9 months. And so I haven't seen most of these people in 4 years. And yet we'll talk on the group chat. People will announce that someone's pregnant or whatever.
That's so great, though.
I feel such a love for these people that I don't think could have been accomplished if it wasn't like, it's like a camp relationship.
It is like camp, isn't it?
Steroid, bonding on steroids, right?
But as we get older, we need those group chats. I mean, you can say what you want. Like some people hate them, but like, it's fun to see that group chat get fired up from something like that. A really good experience with these people you had, right? Yeah. I mean, and like you feel that love. Like that's nice. Like I wish we got the boys group chat going. That's still rocking, but there's no GG group chat. We missed that boat.
Some sorry, I was just gonna say, some Comic-Con kids just heard that there's a boys group chat and finish. They climax. sorry, man.
I was just gonna say I love a group chat, but you also got to know when the group chat. There are long-term group chats and there are short-term. Like I have people that are still like replying to a bachelor party group chat. It's like, dude, It's enough. We've been back from the bachelor party for 9 months.
Yeah,
we met for 3 days. It's over. And then I have like my one real group chat is called the Brunson Boys. And we just get fired up about the Knicks.
I was saying that like Knicks podcast. There we go. Knicks group chat. Yeah,
that's a Knicks group chat that my wife thinks is incredibly homosexual. The Brunson Boys, but we love it. We love it. And sure, it's a little gay. Who cares? Or the Knicks call it zesty. Karl Anthony Towns is zesty. But have you seen those pictures? They're so good. Have you seen the memes?
No. What is it? No, I have not.
Oh my God!
Memes.
When he like finger rolls, he just like finishes like this. Like he's just so
that's
zesty.
Hilarious. Yeah,
so
hilarious.
zesty.
Yeah.
And he's straight. He dates Jordan Woods, but like, and he leans into it too. It's so fun.
Big game tomorrow. Is it tomorrow night or is it tonight?
Huge. And we can cut this out, but I just got a text from my agent that she got me tickets.
Yes,
so like,
I love that. Yeah.
I love her because I was about to fork like
insane amount of money.
$5,000. Like it's just psychotic.
Yeah.
But it's Knicks game 6.
Amazing. It's huge.
It's the furthest they've been since '99.
Hopefully that's a huge party over there. Yeah, it's going to be great. So
I hope so.
Nice,
I
man.
hope so.
Yeah.
Do the Knicks give you free tickets?
You know, it's funny. I was just in New York and I hadn't been in a long time. And I was, again, with my girlfriend. And it was game 2 against, what was it? The Pistons? Yeah, it was Pistons.
Yeah.
It's been so many games. And they used to be so, I mean, like in LA, I can't get tickets to save my life. It's like everyone and their dog wants to go to the Lakers, Kings, whatever, Clippers. But in New York, like Gospel, I used to be hot shit. You could get like the Rangers games where you get good tickets, Knicks. So I hit up Stephanie, my manager. I was like, hey, don't want to be like a pain in the ass, but like, is there any way to maybe reach out? Those VIP people, like the nice cool suite or whatever, and they put in the request, and then they came through with the tickets. It was incredible.
Sick.
Yeah, it was incredible. There's nothing like the Garden. It's just nothing like that energy. So
Josh, this is the good pull.
Yeah.
This is the good playoffs.
On the
game
wood.
2 at the Garden.
Yeah.
Josh and I always joke, like if you even sniff an extra on SVU, the Garden will throw you tickets. but if you haven't touched regular TV, it's go fuck yourself. I only get given tickets when Josh is in town, and they still stick us in the 13th row. The Garden needs to do better.
And if Timothy Chalamet there, he's just absorbs all the gravity of all the cameras. So you don't have to worry about. You're not going to get put up on the jumbo. I mean, it's all Timothy, over there.
Can we talk about Timothy Chalamet, who is just, I don't know if you've
he's
seen Josh.
Incredible.
He's replaced Spike Lee as the Knicks fan. Like Spike Lee missed one game. He went to the Met Gala, and that's it. He's out. Spike is out. Timothy was on the road.
He's on the road.
Gone to
He's traveling. Yeah.
He's traveling. He's sitting front row at every game. He's crushing it.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's living the life.
I mean,
living the life.
I get field side tickets for the LA Galaxy. I know, I'm just kidding. And it's a nice time, MLS soccer guys, fucking get on board.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Storyworth. Folks, we can still learn new things about our parents. I remember when I first found out that my dad actually owned a bunch of telephone stores. That's right. Before Verizon, there was Bruce Soffer. And all that I knew was Bruce the caterer. But who knew he was actually in the telephone business? And I want to make this Father's Day extra special for my dad, which is why I'm giving him a unique, heartfelt gift that will truly make him feel loved. And it's called Storyworth Memoirs, so you can get more of those stories like the telephone store straight from the source. Each week, Storyworth emails your dad or other loved ones a memory-provoking question that you get to help pick. Questions like, did you ever get in trouble in school? Or what were your favorite toys like as a child? All your loved one needs to do is respond to that email with a story. They can either write a story over email or record it over the phone for Storyworth to transcribe. It's so easy with no special apps required. You'll be emailed copies of your loved one's responses as they're submitted over the course of the year. You'll get to enjoy their retelling of stories you already knew, or be surprised by the stories you've never heard before, such as the telephone store. After a year, Storyworth compiles your loved one's stories and photos into a beautiful keepsake hardcover book. Photos are printed in vibrant color. It's a treasure you'll be able to share and revisit for generations to come. Customers love Storyworth as they've preserved millions of family stories since their founding over 10 years ago. They have more than 40,000 five-star reviews on Trustpilot. The Wirecutter, The Strategist, CNN, and more agree that Storyworth is the perfect gift for the people you love most. Folks, I'm in the process of doing this for next Father's Day, and I'm telling you, it's amazing. I put in a nice prompt. My dad, of course, uses voice notes because he's not going to type it up. And I can't wait to see how this turns out. Ooh, it's going to be amazing. So, folks, give the dads in your life a unique, heartfelt gift you'll cherish for years to come with Storyworth. Right now, save $15 during their Father's Day sale when you go to storyworth.com/goodguys. That's storyworth.com/goodguys. STORYWORTH.com/goodguys to save $15 on your order. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Boulevard. Folks, if you're in the self-care business and offer high-end personal experiences, you and your clients deserve a modern, easy-to-use client experience platform that works just as efficiently as you do. That's why Boulevard is the perfect platform for you. Maybe you run a salon, med spa, any other personal care company. I'm telling you, you gotta use Boulevard because Boulevard is the #1 client experience platform built specifically for appointment-based self-care businesses. Because salons, spas, barbershops, med spas, and other self-care businesses are so personal, the platform powering your business should feel the same. It's not just a software. It's a smarter, more personal, and organized way to manage all of your business's locations in one place. Whether it's online bookings, payments, appointment reminders, client profiles, and more, Boulevard makes every interaction seamless and every part of your business look polished and professional. No more no-shows, scheduling headaches, or chaos behind the counter, just smoother operations and happier clients. Plus, Boulevard helps you elevate your marketing, generates custom reports, manages memberships, taking your business as far as you want it to go. See why top beauty and wellness brands choose Boulevard to empower their team and grow their businesses. So folks, right now, Boulevard is offering new customers 10% off your first year's subscription when you join blvd.com/goodguys and book a demo. That's joinblvd.com/goodguys. Book a demo and get 10% off your first year's subscription. Join blvd.com/goodguys.
But let me ask you guys this too, because like obviously it's a great, wonderful, like who am I to talk crap about a beautiful freebie, a blessing like this? It's a lot of, I feel whenever I've been gifted these kind of tickets, a lot of pressure showing up because like there's a chance someone's looking at you. There could be a camera on you. I want to be horsing down fucking nachos. I don't want to get a ball to the face. I got to sit courtside for an Orlando Magic game in January, shout out. And it was one of the greatest experiences in my life just because it allowed me to enjoy basketball at the highest level. That close was beyond.
Right.
But I was like, you're going to get a ball to the face. And if I
pay attention,
it was the most terrifying 3 hours of my life. Like I wanted to text, I wanted to huff down some pretzels. I couldn't.
Yeah.
It'll also ruin basketball for you though.
Completely.
Like how can you sit anywhere else? Like once you're that close, you see the action, you hear the players, you hear the coaches. It's so much more than a game when you're that close. It is so unparalleled.
It ruins
and then
it.
It ruins it, like to the point that like I would rather watch on TV. Yeah. Like if you're not really, really, really close, because you have more of the action. You have the commentators. You can actually see the fouls. Like it ruins it.
You're on the same level as guys. Like, oh wow, they're like two of me. Yeah, they're very, very big humans. You know,
they're
like,
huge. Yeah,
huge. It's the energy's different. I know. You can even get like 15 rows mid court and like great seats. Like I need binoculars. It's like
right.
It ruins you for sure.
Did you ever play in any of these celebrity basketball games?
No basketball. I'm terrible at basketball. Yeah, I played in a few celebrity charity type event. I mean golf charity type events, things which are fun but still nerve-wracking. I mean even like the basketball thing I'm sure is nerve-wracking. Yeah. Have you played in any of that stuff? Yeah. It's like probably nerve-wracking, right? I mean
I was like, thank God I was under the influence. I wasn't sober yet. It was great. And so like I wasn't really in my body for 4.5 years. But I'm just like, hey, like think quick Brody Jenner. Like, I'm just like, so stupid. And like Baron Davis is screaming at me. I'm like, Baron, really? Like, oh, you know, I'm like, I'm being defended by a guy in the 9th season of Survivor. Everyone can get fucked.
It's amazing. Yeah, no, I've never. I try and stay away from those things now. You know, approaching 40, you know, I just don't want to pull a hammy. You know, so
Yeah.
Oh, terrible.
No.
But I
Don't
also
want that.
I also have a disdain for when actors get too butch, you know, or like too into something. Like, have you ever had something where you've had to prepare for a role, or like I remember when Top Gun came out, and shout out, they obviously all crushed it. But like when Miles Teller and Glenn Powell, they were all like oiled up and everyone's like doing push-ups before the scene. Like, I just don't think I would fit in. Like, I think I'd just be like, guys, what's going on here? But
I think you'd fit in just fine. I don't know, Chace, if you can see. I don't know if you can see his arms from here, but Josh is swole.
No,
Jack,
God bless you. But like, you know, I don't know. I don't think I can take myself that seriously.
Right.
You know,
I know. It's like it's.
How are you with that kind of stuff?
Like the workout stuff, or just kind of like.
I mean, you do, you know, like with the boys and stuff, you are playing those kind of guys that are elevated in that way. But
right.
How are you comfortable in that setting? Or are you like, oh, I really have to kind of get myself there?
You know, exactly. I feel like you have to you really get yourself there, and I think, you know, yeah, my experience with it, I wanted to kind of do that for the boys starting out, and yeah, I kind of backed myself into a corner there, right? Because I kind of got in this shape, and I'm like, oh shit, I got to keep this up every season, like that it comes around. And so, yeah, I feel like there's a fine line between like obsession with it, you know what I mean? Like a healthy, like there's like the line to be unhealthy is kind of blurry, and you can kind of cross over into that like you know, negative relationship with it pretty easily, you know. So I don't really like, you know, all that stuff. So much, you know, it's just you can get too obsessive over it because it's a bit unrealistic, you know, because you're doing it for the show or the moment or the scene, and so it's like it's really tough to get there and actually maintain that as like a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's healthier to not try and maintain that for, you know what I mean? I think it's healthier just to like let that go. So
yeah, I remember I did this movie Red Dawn where Chris Hemsworth and I played brothers, because that's believable.
That's amazing though. No, the movie's great.
And he got Thor while he was shooting Red Dawn.
Wow.
So he had to be in great shape for Red Dawn, but Thor was the next level. And he had like 3 or 4 months to prepare. And I remember he would like I remember once I like caught him welling up because he couldn't eat enough, because he had to he felt
the dream.
Yeah. But it's like
the dream.
Chicken and rice and veggie, you know, it's not fun, because he just felt like I'm playing Thor. Like I need to be superhuman. You know, he's already 6'4", but like he wanted to put on 20, 30 pounds of muscle.
Right.
And then I remember we had filmed for 3 months and he'd been working out savagely. He looked incredible. And in December, he had to go and try on the Thor suit before he started filming in February. And he comes back and he goes, I outgrew the suit. Suit doesn't fit anymore. And they told me to stop gaining weight and lose some.
Wow.
Because they were like, you don't.
Wow.
They were like, the camera doesn't pick up size, it picks up cut and shape.
Right.
And they're like, you're too big.
He was too jacked. Like,
he was just a massive. They were like, lean it all down. It's interesting.
Yeah,
like,
it's tough. Yeah, no, I know. And you, I don't know how you deal with it for like a Marvel shoot for like, you know, 6 months or whatever it is. But yeah, the cut thing does show up a little bit more, you know, on camera. Like the size thing, you can be like short, tall, whatever, and big, but like the cut thing is kind of what shows. Yeah. And that's tough. You know, there's like, and you know, you really got to kind of focus. You got to focus on like numbers. And I don't want to be weighing, like I'm too old to be weighing food or getting on a scale. Like I'm not like I don't like to think about anything like that, you know? So,
right.
And I think you can, you know, kind of develop some unhealthy habits like that way, you know?
Yeah.
And I definitely did for a minute. I kind of like, you know, slipped into some, you know, kind of obsessive. You get obsessive with food a little bit. It's just not healthy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
One of us. Talk about a food obsessed. Probably coming from a different angle, but tell me.
Ben, you're playing a superhero in, the Israelite Returns, right?
Yes.
So what's your regimen look like? How much turmeric and how much Mounjaro are you injecting a day?
So much Mounjaro. So much. At least 0.35, because right now it's humming, Chace. It's humming. The turmeric is great as well. I wonder, just hearing you talk about Chris eating to gain weight, that thought is so foreign to me. Like the idea of, eating to be bigger and stronger. Like if I want to be bigger and stronger, I need to eat so much less. Like that's my body. Like if I need to eat protein, of course, but like I can't just be eating calories. I'll just get fat, right? Like I need to, if I want to cut down or get cut, which is so foreign to me, I would need to eat less. It's just a crazy thing. So what would I do? I would eat a lot of chicken, a ton of chicken. I'd probably have you inject me with some beautiful GLPs and testosterone and whatever else the kids are.
Right, all the kids are doing something crazy.
What are the kids taking?
Peptides or something. You're hearing
That's what I want to know.
Shout out Craig Conover, Dr. Conover.
What are the kids in Hollywood taking right now for these roles? What are they taking to look like this?
I wish I knew, to be honest. I mean, I know they're taking. I know they're taking something. I wish I knew. No, I really don't. I mean, I've heard peptides, but I looked it up just to say what the hell is all this about? And there's 50 different alphanumeric types. So I'm like, wow. I'm like, are you ordering these off the internet and then injecting? What's going on?
Chace, you know me now. I'll make the connection. Shout out Dr. Conover. Thank you, Conover Wellness, Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah. Really? I mean, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But do they do they work? Does it give you energy? I
Not
don't
in
know.
the eyes of the FDA.
But that's what the kids are doing, right? I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'll say it if you can't. I've definitely known a lot of actors growing up, less now in my late 30s, who were certainly taking roids or human growth
testosterone or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were, and for the kind of roles and things that I'm going out for, it wasn't worth the trade. I remember we had on a famous Beverly Hills plastic surgeon, this guy, Dr. Jason Diamond.
Okay, right.
And he was saying how there are some really famous actresses that have come to him asking for the buccal fat removal from their cheeks.
Interesting.
To give them kind of that more angular, modelly look.
Right.
And he goes, I know, and I tell them, this won't look good in your 50s because of whatever you've got going on anatomically in your face. You're going to want that fat back as you get older.
Right.
But he's like, it's a trade.
Yeah.
They feel it, late 20s, early 30s are having such a moment that they'd rather look insane for this 10-year runway.
And they deal with it later.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
it's that movie. What movie was that came out? The Substance.
The Substance.
It's literally The Substance.
Yeah, right.
It's literally it. A trade-off. You get one day of looking hot and it eats away at your body.
Paid the piper later. Yeah.
What a scary movie. Oof.
Yeah, I've never messed with any of that stuff, to stop whatever. It just feels like, there's a trade-off down there with what it restricts production of the natural hormones. It's I don't want to screw with that, unless I have to, unless I'm in actually 50 years and need it, but I don't really know what the people, I assume it's something like the testosterone cocktail of sorts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
wild.
wow,
This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Booking.com. Folks, you don't need to go on a plane. You don't need to go to some destination wedding. What are these people nuts? Stop making me fly everywhere. Hop in your car, go on Booking.com, and find the perfect place for you. On the East Coast, it gets absolutely gorgeous, and everything is completely driving distance. Maybe we want to go to Rhode Island, okay? Maybe we're going to hop in the car, drive up to Rhode Island. Maybe we get a nice shack on the beach, or maybe a 5-star hotel with a kitchenette. We love a kitchenette so I can make omelets. Maybe a room with a beautiful view overlooking the ocean. Or perhaps maybe we want to go somewhere else. Maybe we just want to drive to upstate New York, rent a beautiful log cabin, rent a beautiful lake house. Who knows? You can do all of that and more on Booking.com, because from vacation rentals to hotels across the U.S., Booking.com has the ideal summer stay for absolutely anyone, even those who might seem impossible to please. Whether you're booking for yourself, your partner, your sleep light, rise early mom, or your high maintenance group chat, you can find exactly what you're looking for on Booking.com. We want it to be near a beach, but we also wanted some beautiful pargy outdoor vibes. We wanted to be near hiking trails because, we're athletic, and we wanted just to have a beautiful, beautiful vacation, and that was all possible because of Booking.com. And if I can find my perfect stay on Booking.com, absolutely anyone can. Find exactly what you're booking for on Booking.com. Book today on the site or in the app.
This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Discover. If there's one thing we've learned from the entertainment industry, it's just how easy it is to earn a reputation, even if it doesn't reflect who you really are. For example, everybody thinks that Discover is a card that isn't widely accepted, but in reality, it's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Yeah, 99%. So maybe now you'll think twice before judging a book by its cover, unless it's a celebrity cookbook. In that case, judge away. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
I'm interested to know, because you've done this thing that I think is very rare, to go from one huge beloved show to another one. And usually as actors, you don't get like another sophomore hit in the TV space.
Totally.
How much did you really have to angle for that? Was that something that it was more just lucky? What was the thought process in jumping into the second show?
Yeah, I think people think, well, first of all, they think that actors, make a ton more money and have way more agency than we actually do, depending on sort of where you are. But I felt like I was in the wilderness for like years after Gossip Girl, because I felt, as big of a show it was, coming off as still young guy, it's like, oh, that's not cool, anymore. And I'm in this box now. I'm in this like jail of like the CW pretty boy who, what I mean? Who has no range. And so I felt that, and I was probably harder on myself than I needed to be. But it wasn't like I just remember that audition hitting my inbox and reading the synopsis. I was like, that sounds wild. And then like reading this pilot, and I was like, oh, this is fucking great. This is so out there and original and weird, and in the specific role of the deep, like being like, I'm like, I know that guy, I know 100 of those guys basically. So I instantly felt confident and excited like about my take on the character. Like, I'm just gonna go in there and do what I think is funny for this guy. Now I hope they appreciate the comedy. I didn't know I didn't even know what the tone was gonna be, but I had to go in. I went and read for it.
Wow.
I went and read for it. It was like I got there. I was like last up, and there was like literally like 50 names on the sheet. I was like a little annoyed because I was like I was like last in the room, and I just feel like I don't like that. I feel like, oh, they've seen all these people all day. They want to go home.
They're exhausted.
Yeah. I like to kind of me go first. So I was sitting there annoyed. I had to wait like 20 minutes, which was fine. But like it was just like I just felt bad. That was like the last stop. Like, oh God, they're not going to remember any of this. But it was Eric Kripke, the creator. Like, he was in every session and every day for all the reads, just right there with the casting director, and they had a reader there. And I felt so confident with the scenes. I went in there, and one was pretty dark, kind of a dark like scene where you're screaming at the girl, and then another one was like a monologue on the couch with like talking to the Deep's therapist or something about like the local lobster is hers only friends, and I got some laughs out of Kripke, and I was like, okay, and that was it. I mean, it was just a normal audition read that something I really wanted, just based on like reading it. So it really wasn't my choice at all, and it was Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg were producing it. It was like a really cool thing, and then they instantly were like, oh yeah, we want to test you like off that one audition. I was like, well, can I go back in again? Like, can I go back in and do it better? I was kind of like nervous that they were going to use that, but it all worked out, and it was really fast. And And it was great. It was a great, I was so happy to have another job that I was excited about that the character was so different from anything I had done before, and in being, I saw it as dark comedy. I mean, it was very dark the first season, what he does in like the first episode, but it was just a way to show range. And I thought that I was I'm going to use this opportunity to really try and do whatever I can with it. And yeah, and then even then, and it was a series pickup, so we shot the whole 8 episodes without ever airing, and they were going to order another one before even the first season aired. But we were like, is this gonna land with anybody? I mean, it was such a crazy tonal shift of like, the idiot narcissistic dolphin boy, and then like the evil Superman character, like, not saving a plane, letting a whole plane of people like go down. It's like, is anyone going to connect? And they did. So it was when it came out, it was like a kind of, a hit, and then kind of grew. It kind of was a slow build in the audience. Like 2020, second season aired, and it became even bigger. And that was a lot of fun. That was the first time I really, really enjoyed like the fan feedback from people in the streets. But yeah. But no, it was not lost on me how difficult after kind of those 4 years of like kind of some false starts on some TV shows of like, oh, could be difficult, to find another thing. And I was really, really appreciative when this happened, because I was kind of like, oh man, like it's just, and that one sort of audition, when you get down that one audition could really change, and you kind of know what, like, I'm on this new kind of crazy journey now with this other show and these new people. That's really cool. So I was very appreciative of that. Yeah, after being on something like Gossip Girl, where not that I took it for granted, it was just so fresh and I was so young that you kind of inevitably by the end of it have taken some things for granted.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Well, Ben is a big fan of Glee.
I love the show. I love it. I loved it. Yeah, love it.
I recently watched that start to finish again too. Fantastic.
Did you? Yeah. No, that was right when even Gossip Girl was big. Like my parents loved it. We all watched that back then. I knew a lot of those guys on there. Yeah, it's great.
Ben's TV taste is always.
I was gonna say I needed to know where that was going. That I caught astray on Glee. I'm currently on episode 12 of The Sopranos, first watch through.
There you go. Yeah.
Josh, I've been meaning to tell you, I am Tony's mother.
Hell yeah, you are.
I'm Tony's mother. Like, I pretend that I'm senile. I really like rat on people. I really like, it's like she's a little bit of the control thing, but she just guilts people, guilts them to no end. She's so Jewish, Tony's mom. And honestly, the Jewish undertones, while they also are so anti-Semitic, it's gold.
It's spot on.
Like, it was so clearly written by Jews, and they just like threw in those.
It wasn't.
They have Tony using the word schnorrer. I'm like, why are you using the word schnorrer, Tony?
Because he's a fucking schnorrer.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's good.
But yeah,
I
have range with TV for sure. Range. I love all great deep characters. And I'm telling you, Josh, Glee, there are some deep characters. That Rachel Berry, she's fantastic.
Okay. Hey, should we get this? So we do this thing called Speak Pipe, where people call into the show and leave messages. They want advice. They want to hear some input. Do you want to jump in on some?
For sure. Yes.
All right. If you want to give us questions, advice, go to speakpipe.com/goodguys. Keep it brief. Brevity is key. I can't stress that enough. Brief. Let's hear first from, this is good. First from Anonymous.
Hey, good guys. I'm going to send this to the toast too, and hopefully you both read it and respond or I guess you're listening to it, because I want a male and female perspective, and yes, I'm going to make it about gender. So I went on a date last night, first date with a guy, and he was very open about the fact that he is divorced. And when I was like prying into deeper about his divorce, he said that he cheated on his ex-wife, and that obviously led to their divorce. And I'm just curious, like, is knowing that an automatic red flag? Can people change? He did this a couple of years ago. I'm not like head over heels for him. Obviously, it's a first date, but like, should that be an automatic like no? Or should you like hear them out? Obviously people make mistakes in the past, and it's posing an interesting question, and would love your thoughts. Bye-bye.
I think the fact that he told you says something about him. He didn't have to tell you that he cheated on his ex-wife. Like a real scumbag wouldn't tell you at all.
True.
That said, I do think that it's a red flag to cheat on your spouse. We don't know the whole story. That's the problem with these speak pipes. They never give us enough information. Like, how was their marriage? Was she not was there a reason? I'm not trying to victim blame, but there are sometimes reasons, you never know.
Yeah. Was she a stingy lover? Sorry.
Yeah, maybe. What? Maybe. It's possible. Shit cook. Who knows? Cut that out. Cut that out. I don't know. No, it's probably a red flag, but you could do some more research to see if it's not.
Right. I feel like it's tough out there. I don't know. I feel like it's a tough dating scene out there for, well, both genders. But yeah, I mean, if like you said, I think that's a good point. If he's coming out and being very direct with like, hey, I'm single, I'm divorced, but it was my fault, I cheated. Like, maybe give it a second date, but I think it's a red flag. Yeah, for sure. It's not a green flag. It's not like, oh yeah, green light. Let's go.
Yeah.
It also makes you think the fact that he was so open, like, hey, I'm Jeff, I cheated. It's like, what else? Have you been to prison?
Yeah, are you love bombing her now? Yeah. I love you.
There was a little bit too much, like too forward. Like
oversharing, right?
Save something for the third date.
Right.
Like,
sure. What about what do you think, Olivia?
I agree with the sentiment that I think it says something about his character that he was honest and said that up front, but also just like proceed forward with caution. I think that if you have good chemistry, like maybe see what happens, but keep that piece of information tucked, aside. But ultimately, I think it I don't know, people can change, but I think it depends on your connection and if you think it's worth dealing with the murky waters of it all.
Right.
Josh?
I think it depends how you cheated. I think if it was like, oh, I had, an ex who I still had feelings for and we ran into each other, blah, 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 that's one thing. And if it's like, I saw someone attractive near the carousel at Central Park and we rendezvoused in the Rambles, well, then
fun.
That's different. That might be your sex addict.
In the Rambles.
In the Rambles. No, I don't know. Cheating's a tough thing. I don't know. I mean, I think, Ben, you and I have talked about it, and I don't know how you feel, Chace, but like, I have people that I love and respect. Like, I know I respect them and love them as people as much as I could tell about anyone. And they've cheated. Like they've had relationships end, unfortunately, because there was some sort of infidelity. And I go like,
right. And
I don't know. I think if I made that like that's not cool with me, we can't be friends anymore, I'd lose a lot of friends.
Right,
I think a lot of people cheat. It's not okay. But I don't know. What do you think, Ben?
I just think that there's a clear distinction between a cheater who's an asshole and a cheater whose relationship was in trouble and they weren't good enough at vocalizing that.
Sure.
And
they had a weak
out.
moment.
Like they should have. You should never cheat on someone. But if your relationship's terrible and your partner's terrible, the best thing to do is break up with them and then have sex with somebody. But things happen, right? But if your spouse was unbelievable to you and you took advantage of that and cheated on her, then you're an asshole. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like cheaters aren't just cheaters. They're different. I think that there are different types of reasons why one would cheat. I don't think any of them are necessarily acceptable, but some are more than others.
If you're like firing up your dating app or the DMs actively, like serially hiding it, and then maybe, it's a relationship that's at a low point, you're in a weak moment, have a weak moment, and then you can't sleep at night because you feel so guilty and tell her. I mean, those are two different types of people.
100%.
So
100%.
I mean, is it shitty? Yes, and no matter how you slice it, but yeah, it's no fun.
But to your point about having friends that cheat, Josh, I actually don't think that I could be friends with somebody who was the cheating type that was just a scumbag. Like his wife loves him and is so nice.
Kind of a thing. Yeah.
Totally.
Exactly.
I agree.
She's like a great mom and takes care of the kids while he's What's the name of Tony's hooker? What do they call them?
Gumar.
Yeah, Gumar.
Has a Gumar. Like, I don't need that. Like, you don't need Gumars while you have your beautiful family.
This fucking bank kid's a fucking square.
God, that Gumar was such a snorer.
It's a good impression.
Yeah, no, it's what if there was a thing like The Purge but for cheating? Like one day, I don't know, a month. No, one day a year you could just get after it. So fun. Dream. No, I'm kidding. Here's another one from Megan.
Okay, I'm not even going to waste time on a hello because I'm not trying to get crucified on the podcast. But me and my husband are moving across country to kind of get away from everybody, start our own journey. And now our in-laws are trying to follow. They are very nice people, but my God, are they fucking annoying. What do we do? Do we, move there? And if they follow us, just move to another state? Or do we tell them, you're a little annoying, please leave us alone? Any help would be appreciated. Thank you.
Yikes.
So you would move somewhere and then potentially move again? Is that, I gotta get that right? Yeah, like that sounds like a lot of work to maybe clear it up beforehand. You know what I mean? Like,
it sounds like a lot of work that a conversation could just have a conversation. Say like, "Hi, you're a little bit overbearing. I'm really sorry." I think that's better than moving twice.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I also believe in respecting your elders, and like that sounds pretty shitty. I don't know, like you're lucky to have in-laws. I don't know how old this person is. And I also don't know the circumstance. Again, we don't have enough information, Josh.
Yeah. And do they have kids? Because if you can forgive a lot of annoyance if you have in-laws who are down to be in your kid's life and help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Speaking of in-laws, your brother-in-law is a football player?
Yeah, Tony Romo. Yeah. He's great. Yeah. We grew up huge Cowboys fans, so from Texas, and he's the best. Yeah, going to some of those games where when he was still playing was just like the best. It was
And so I have in-laws who are football players too.
Okay.
My father-in-law was a quarterback for the Jets.
Amazing.
For 10 years.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law played QB1 for Fresno. So
wow.
So what's that? Because for me, I'm not a great football player. So playing catch with these guys sucks.
It sucks. Yeah.
It sucks,
like
right?
you break a finger real easy. Yeah.
Is Tony darting them at you? Is he throwing lasers? What's going on?
Even when he tries to take some off of it, it's just like boom, it's like almost a broken nose. But yeah, I mean, and I tried football when I was not great. But yeah, he doesn't. He's more of like a golfer now. Like he's really into the golf thing, and so it's nice that. And he's one of those annoying guys who's like just scratch and just can kind of get out there.
He's so good. I was gonna say he's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing
he just
golfer.
has a thing, and he tries to like show me how to do it and move my body. I'm like, I can't do that, Tony. But yeah, he gets out there and he zings that ball. And he now I've got 3 nephews. His kids got 3 boys. And
he seems like a great dad.
He's a great dad. Yeah. He's like the middle one looks just like him, like throwing the ball and like wiggling around. And so it's fun. It's fun for us. Yeah, and he's a very good coach and very good like teacher, and he's very patient and enthusiastic. But yeah, him and I used to play some catch, and he would it would sting a little bit. And there's nothing like I can't even really watch football anymore. Like I like seeing him and having like an emotional connection to someone on the field and being with your family. It was such like a drug. It was such a high. Like and you're nervous and watching him play and the whole thing. Like it will just never be that exciting watching any football event ever. So but yeah, he's such a good guy. We love him, and yeah, he's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you playing catch, Josh. I don't know why. I just can't. You play catch?
It's like you watching Glee. It happens.
You play catch?
Yes. I can throw a football. I'm not great. I'm not great at catching things.
We need to play catch. I'm ready to play catch.
Yeah. Great for our next merch shoot. It'll just be you and I playing catch. I'd love to. I'm good.
Oh my God. Yeah, we'll play catch and we'll smoke cigarettes. That'll be the next
While
merch
smoking.
shoot.
While smoking. Darts.
That was our first merch shoot. It was us playing basketball, smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, while smoking cigarettes.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
It was great.
Should we get to our What Are You Nuts?
Yes.
So our What Are You Nuts moment of the week, we'll go first so you have time to think about it.
Okay.
It's our gripes with people, places, and things. It's our last segment. Basically, anything big or small sticking in your craw, it doesn't matter. Just whatever you think and go, what are you, nuts?
Like a pet peeve type thing?
Totally.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Anything is great.
Right.
So we'll go
Okay.
first and you have time to think about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this morning, I mentioned that I played golf this morning. I had my iced coffee. I had my AG1. I don't need to spell it out. I get to the course. I'm ready to rip it. I sit down. Before I can do anything, automatic flusher, water up the ass. What are you, nuts? What are you, nuts? The automatic flusher, Josh, didn't need to be invented. It didn't need to. We could easily press the button so that it doesn't go off at inopportune moments. Nobody likes to be splashed like that. These are completely archaic. And I think automatic flushes are what are you, nuts?
Okay.
It's a good
Fair.
one, actually.
Pet peeve.
My What Are You Nuts is the other day I was walking through my home base, Costco. I just love it. And they have one of those.
I live on Kirkland Drive.
I wish. And they have a section set up for massage chairs. Like they're doing demos. Now, I love a massage chair as much as the next guy, but like it's a lot of hooey. It doesn't really do anything.
Right.
It's not comparable to a real massage, but it's great. You can get it.
Totally.
And they're not cheap. They're thousands.
Expensive. Yeah.
And I see this big billboard for like, these are our massage chairs. And with a ringing endorsement from the World Chiropractic Organization. What are you, nuts? Like, what's the next endorsement from? The World Fortune Teller Organization? Who cares?
Josh, we're going to get the chiropractic community after us again. This happened once.
I just like...
We almost lost the podcast.
Who knew they needed an organization? Like, first of all, I'm down with chiropractors. I think they're wonderful if they're really good at what they do and they can help people. But don't call yourself doctor, first of all, because it's
hooey.
Right, Ben?
Hooey.
It's just because it's like, then there'll be like people who are giving you medical advice on TikTok and it'll say Dr. So-and-so. And I'll be like, oh, this person clearly went to like, did the residency at the Cleveland Clinic. And they're like, actually, I went to the Van Nuys Chiropractic College. And I'm just like, dog.
Yeah.
That's another what are you, nuts? Just quickly, because I thought about it. Actually, I'll save it for the next episode. Actually, I'll mention it now and then we'll cut it out. When you're a doctor of something else and you refer to yourself as doctor, like when you're like a doctor of the arts or something, and you have people call you doctors, like, come on.
Yeah.
People slaved in medical school, not like looked at Picasso or something,
Okay,
like,
so when is doctor, but a psychologist we can call doctor, yes?
Absolutely.
PhD.
Absolutely.
So a PhD
Anybody
in what?
If you see patients, you're a doctor.
Chiropractor.
That's it. Yeah.
No, chiropractors though, like you can't be a doctor and also like
isn't it kind of pseudo?
Work in a strip mall in Florida. Yeah. Like it doesn't work. You have to be able to.
Fair enough. What about a naturopath or like a Eastern medicine, acupuncturist?
I love them. They're not doctors.
Okay. Wow. Gotcha.
They're homeopathic consultants, Josh.
Right.
They spread the gospel of the Lord. That's what they do. Okay. That's what they do.
Fair. You have a what are you, nuts, Chace?
I was thinking, I've been flying kind of back and forth from Toronto a little bit, and I realized one of my biggest pet peeves is someone watching or playing a game on their phone with no headphones and the volume up. And I think that probably
so good.
Yeah, it's such a good one because it's like it's a nice quiet airplane. Hopefully you're reading a book or doing something. And then you just hear like. Coins jingling and all, they're playing like Candy Crush or something. And you're like, do I say something? Am I going to stick up for myself? And, you're like, can you please, put the headphones on? I feel like that's a natural, a normal, courtesy. Right. And then the other one, I'm like on the airplane, I'm a guy who likes the window up. I like the sun, like you're flying in the morning, daytime. Like, I don't want to be in a dark coffin tube, you know what I mean? Like when do we stop? When do we stop like having the windows down? Up. Like anyway, that's my. What are you nuts?
Yeah,
what are you nuts?
That's it.
Those are two great ones. I've told this story about Teresa Giudice before from the Real Housewives of New Jersey, sitting next to me on a plane.
How was that?
She was FaceTiming with no headphones. FaceTiming on Wi-Fi.
That is obnoxious.
Insanity.
That is
insanity. It's a flight from LA. I'm trying to sleep. She's FaceTiming.
Oh my God. But if she's from the Real Housewives, I mean, that would have been at least somewhat interesting. Like, oh my God, of course. Of course.
Oh, you're a Real Housewives fan too? God.
I haven't watched it in a while, but I used to love it. Yeah.
I love it. He loves bad TV
gold.
too.
It's gold. Yeah.
I love it. Chace, this has been unbelievable. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about? Anything that you want to call out? Anything you want to promote before we wrap?
Yeah, no, listen, we mentioned with my friend Kelly Teller, I'm launching, like, I just got bored with the acting thing last year when when the strikes were going, I didn't have much to do. And we started this clothing apparel company that's launching on June 6th called American Dream Clubhouse. It's got polos that are a few that are for golf, but it's mainly like high quality, like really, really nice polos and t-shirts and hoodies. And I kind of wanted to just create something that was custom to me, where I couldn't find everything in a one-stop shop that kind of had like the colors and the sizes I like. And we're really excited about it. So yeah, American Dream Clubhouse website's going to be open in 2 weeks, and it's great. So yeah, please check it out.
Amazing. We will. Josh and I love a good polo.
Love
it.
Polos are good, baby. Yeah, it's good.
As long as there's a little stretch in it, nothing too.
There's a little stretch, and they're not too tight. They're not overly, tailored.
Perfect.
They're not. It's good. So, yeah,
perfect.
We'll get you guys some.
I love it. Well, folks, if this episode isn't 5 stars, what are you, nuts? Listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. Watch us on YouTube. Share our clips, Instagram and TikTok, Mondays and Thursdays, folks. The great Chace Crawford, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Man.
Yeah,
See you guys
appreciate it,
soon.
guys. Yeah, thank you.